Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, we have a few products we created to help make doing a keto diet easier. Our main product is a meal replacement shake mix that you can customize to fit the macros that work best for you. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are really awesome.
We do this live stream to keep you updated with all of our Keto Chow happenings, to help us be accountable and stay on track, and have you with us on our journey. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. So I was getting the stream ready, and I noticed that somebody was on waiting. And so I'm like, well, I don't want someone else to comment first, so I commented first.
You commented on your own.
So people are like,
What?
The only time a first comment is funny is when it's the channel owner.
Yeah.
Deb says, good evening, Keto Chowers.
Hi, Deb.
Keto Chow. I'm not sure who that is.
I don't know.
Should I kick them off?
No.
Anyway, they say hi, guys.
They're our friends.
Right Family says hi, Bears. Mike says hi, Miriam and Chris. L3D, hey, you made it on time. Says, hey, Bears. Heather Lark Gift, who we're not going to see at Keto Salt Lake. We'll get to that in a second. Says, howdy, fellow Keto Chowers. Or no, it says hello. Emily said, howdy, fellow Keto Chowers.
Yes.
Stephanie says, hi. Lucy says, hi, Chris and Miriam.
Hi.
Maitreya says, evening.
Hey, Maitreya, how's your carnivore challenge going?
Oh.
I want to hear about it.
We were talking to Miriam's brother, and I was recommending to him to go carnivore.
Hey, Amanda.
Rebecca wants to know, how was my shower? Wait. No, not my shower. How was the shower?
Oh, yes. Well, I think your shower went well. I think you got clean.
It
You
did.
haven't smelled bad all day.
I shaved my neck just like I always do.
You're such a
Sometimes
big
I
boy.
shave my cheeks. It's a whole lot easier now that I got a mirror in the shower.
Yeah.
I used to shave just blind. And I was always saying I was practicing just in case I ever did go blind, I'd still be able to shave. But if you have facial hair and you're trying to trim around it, then yeah, it's kind of hard to do without it.
Okay, the shower went well. I remember
Yes.
now.
She was
We're
surprised,
talking about-
right?
She was surprised.
She sounded
I
surprised.
was so excited because...
I almost spilled... Actually, I did spill the beans, but she didn't hear.
Oh, you did?
Well, no. On the live stream. Everybody was
right.
watching
You're
it.
right. You spilled the beans on the live
Nobody
stream,
told me.
but she didn't hear. That's because you're not part of the super secret chat.
Oh.
But yeah, so one of our other employees, Paloma, she said, yeah, remember when there was a secret baby shower planned for me? And in stand-up, Steve's like, yeah, and then the baby shower, everybody was quiet. And then Paloma's like, what baby shower? So she was surprised then. So we were super excited that it made it all the way to lunch.
I'm glad I didn't
And
say
she
anything
didn't
about it
find
during
out.
stand-up.
Yeah. Well, I was worried because it started going on around the room. We get together, our whole team gets together, and we kind of talk about what we're doing for the day. And if we have any problems, we get help with it.
What I worked on yesterday, what I'm working today, do I have anything I need help with?
So
Those are the three things.
which will usually we just say what we're doing.
Yes.
But anyway, it went around the room of all the people, and it's getting to Audrey and Haley, and I'm like, oh, I didn't tell them it was a surprise. Maybe they won't say anything. And then they didn't say anything. And then the next person didn't say anything. Then another person didn't say anything. And I'm like, got to Chris, he didn't say anything. Oh, there's only 2 people left. Yay. So we managed to keep it a secret.
Okay. So Amanda says, hey there, friends.
Hi.
Heather says, Phil says hi.
Hi, Phil.
L3D says, difficult day. My father just tested positive for COVID, while son is still reeling from chemo. Stressful times. Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
L3D, and he says, all prayers appreciated.
We will pray for you.
Yeah. Except it's going to sound really weird when are we praying for L3D or
No,
are we praying for One
his
Bad
father
Marine?
and his son.
The father and son of One Bad Marine. You know what? He knows what we mean.
He does.
Okay, Janice says hello.
Hi,
Maitreya says,
Janice.
I prefer the shakes.
Oh, I like shakes. I like our shakes
as
too.
opposed to the carnivore.
I think it's a good combination to have. the
Shauna
shakes and
says,
carnivore.
hi, Chris and Miriam.
Hi, Shauna.
Missy says, good evening, Bears. Rebecca says, wasn't there a wedding shower today? Yeah, it was a...
Yeah, that's what we were talking
Yeah,
about.
bridal
today.
shower.
There was a bridal shower.
Heather
And she
says-
was so surprised, and it was so great.
Heather says, look, squirrel!
What?
Where were we at a couple days ago where someone says, literal squirrel?
Yeah.
We're driving.
No, we were at the lake. It was Pine View on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like,
literal squirrel.
Squirrel. There really was a squirrel.
Mike says that he's only on my second day of drinking 3 Keto Chows with no fat. Oh. So kind of doing a
protein sparing modified fast.
Yeah. I was still hungry, so I had a little bit of meat and cheese.
There you go.
Deb says, sending get well soon wishes to your family. Hang in there. Keep the faith.
Yeah.
Patty says, sad about Keto Salt Lake. Tough decision. We're going to get to that in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Maitreya says, talking to L3D, sorry to hear about that. Definitely keep you all in our prayers. Joe is on Facebook.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe. Keto Budget says, hi, y'all. Hi. Oh, L3D says John and Thomas.
Oh, we can remember those names.
I can remember John, and Mike Thomas is the guy who ran Wendy's.
My brother's middle name is Thomas.
What the heck?
Did you know that?
Okay. Trish says, good evening. Got in my order today and sent you my doctor info this morning.
I have that on my list of stuff to do tomorrow.
Nice.
I've got an order thing ready, so.
Hey, Anthony says hi, except I always want to say
Anthony. Hi. We haven't seen you in a long time.
If you've ever seen Oscar, the movie with Sylvester Stallone.
That's a funny movie.
There's Anthony.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Anthony
little
Rosano.
Anthony Rosano. This is such a funny, it's so witty, it's so quick. It's a fantastic show. Anyway, if you haven't seen that, Anthony, check it out. Heather says, we're going through the same with Phil's dad. He is getting better every day. Well, that's fantastic. Amanda just placed a big order for pistachio. Yes. Meko says, good evening. Shauna says, hi, Joe.
Jeremy said good evening. You skipped him.
Oh, did I?
Sorry.
Dang it. And Devin says, hey, lovely people. Sending you all my love from the Windy City.
Devin, when's your surgery?
Oh, I didn't know that there was some.
Yeah.
Josh was getting ready to place an order and jump back into the keto train.
Yeah, get on the keto train.
Anthony says they freeze. Jenna says, are y'all doing the Redmond Challenge? Yeah, that's starting on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. We're totally doing
it.
I actually think I might start on Wednesday.
Okay. Bree says, I'm about to break down and order a bunch of pistachios too.
Do it.
Mike says that, yeah, I replied to Chris's Keto Salt Lake email today. So sorry for you guys. So much work to cancel. Send back money. Devin says it's on the 25th, the surgery. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about stuff that we have going on. So number one, you might have seen it down here. Down here across the bottom.
What are we looking for?
Where it says that Mocha is 10% off.
I don't see it.
It'll come up in just a second. So yeah, Mocha is 10% off.
Yay, Mocha!
Next thing, as Joe just reminded us, the Redmond Fast starts Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. We don't need to say daylight, just say mountain time. Although, if we're going to really say it, it's mountain time.
No, we don't say that.
I don't say that. I deliberately enunciate
mountain.
it. It's my personal...
Mountain.
This is my Sisyphean? Sisyphus, the guy who was pushing the rock up the hill. Anyway, this is my personal
Sisyphus?
battle.
That's
Sisyphus.
That's not how you
Sisyphus.
say it.
I don't know. I'm not saying it right. Anyway, I always say mountain. Yeah, that starts Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. You don't have to do it at the same time as everybody else, but Joe and Rachel are going to be hosting it.
On the Redmond Facebook group.
Yes.
So, what's it called, actually?
I think it's called Redmond Fasting.
Fasting?
Yeah. I just went to the Redmond Salt page and found it, but an easier way to find it is if you go to the Two Crazy Ketos site.
Okay.
And they have a video where they talk about it, I believe. But yeah, Mocha. See, it's saying it right now. 10% off the Mocha. Okay. Let's see. Mike says he ordered four Mocha bags. I was down to my last bag, so thank you.
Oh.
Lovely 144 says.
Speaking of Mike, so on Monday morning, one of our staff, when it got around to her, she said, Mike Mallet's going to be happy Mocha's on sale this week.
Yes, he did.
And we're like, what? He likes Mocha? I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
Janice says, yeah, that's great. Keto on a budget. And Chris and Miriam. There you go. Sonia says, pistachio might even make my other half try Keto Chow.
Do it.
Joe says, we will be moving our live stream up to 7 p.m. Eastern so we can be live in the Redmond Fasting group for the start of the fast.
Oh, cool.
Nice. And he says, daylight just to appease me. Look, you just leave it off. The thing that gets me is when people say, Mountain Standard Time
You
when
mean
it's
when
in
people are wrong?
daylight. And it's just because I hate daylight savings. And if we're going to be pedantic, let's be pedants for real, okay?
Okay. Okay, we're not getting ticked right now. We're going to have a good live stream here.
I'm not being ticked. Janice says, what time is that in Central Time? It would be 8 p.m. Central. Devin says, I tried taco soup for the first time yesterday. It was phenomenal, but I got to find an alternative to butter. We don't seem to get along, and I can't handle that fat.
Oh, wow.
Okay. You can do coconut oil or bacon fat.
Yeah,
in that
and
particular one.
you could even try halving the amount of butter you're using. It might just be too much.
Well, Maitreya says, is it too late to consider it a virtual con? Gen Con has managed to do it, and so far it gets pretty groovy. They'll let us roll badges over the next year instead of Refund. So let's go ahead and talk about Keto Salt Lake right now. So we sent out the notification to everybody. We talked with a lot of people. We looked at the different guidance from the local health authorities, all of that stuff, and we decided it would be better for everyone involved to simply cancel Keto Salt Lake. It was supposed to be in April. That didn't happen.
Yep.
We moved it to October.
Halloween.
Because it was the only available spot. And everything looked like it was going to be rosy. We were going to have a fantastic Halloween, and we were going to wear costumes, and everything was going to be great. But today we sent out the notification saying it's going to be better if we cancel it.
It's so sad, right?
Most of my day was taken up. Well, most of the second half of my day was taken up with
after you ate
doing
wings.
refunds. Yeah. In fact, I sent out so many refunds via PayPal that PayPal was making me verify my text phone number it would send me a code and I would have to enter it in. I would have to hit the reCAPTCHA box twice for every refund I did because I was doing so many in a row.
And it
They're
felt
like
that someone was stealing our money.
It did. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
good job, PayPal.
So Keto Salt Lake for 2020 is canceled. We've also canceled the 2021. Sometime in 2021, we're going to look at how things are going. If things have gotten back to normal and everything is great, we probably will do a Keto Salt Lake 2022. Yes. But for now, we don't have any plans either way. So it's really unfortunate. We were so looking forward to hanging out with people, talking with the speakers, hanging out with everyone who was going to make the trip.
We're so sad.
It's super sad, but it feels right. So that's what we're going to go with. And it really sucks because, yeah, it's actually going to cost us a lot of money to do all the refunds. Now, as far as a virtual thing, instead of running one ourselves, we're sponsors for Ken Berry's Proper Human Diet Summit.
And that's in September.
Yeah, and a few others. So I think those guys are doing theirs. We're going to take a step back and do what we do really good, which is apparently launch pistachio.
Yay!
So for anyone who is not yet aware, yesterday
it feels like it was like last week.
Oh my gosh.
This has been the longest 2 days of my life.
Yesterday we introduced a brand new flavor, and it's pistachio. It is, look, right there, limited edition. So every packet is actually individually numbered. And
put that anywhere.
I'll just put that anywhere. And they're only available in the small sample size. And it's a trial run to see how it goes. Limited edition, just like the lemon meringue is. Almost was.
Yeah, it's getting low.
This is something we actually hadn't anticipated. Because we now have 2 limited edition flavors, I put the lemon meringue and the pistachio together on a special page we could have the explanation of what limited edition flavors were, what that meant, why we don't have the large bags. Now there's 2
flavors.
And we have sold a lot of the pistachio.
The lemon.
And we've actually sold a lot of the lemon. Like
I thought you were going to say that.
We were not anticipating the amount of lemon that has been going out the door. Like yeah, it's actually been really surprising. This pace is not going to keep up.
Yeah.
It's going to change, but if this pace were to keep up, we would be out of lemon probably next week.
Really fast.
But that's not going to happen.
Well,
we'll still have it
next
for a
week
while.
Anyway.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so we still do have some of the lemon meringue, and we do also have the pistachio. And if you haven't seen it yet, hold on, it's going to pop up with stupid notifications. It always does. There it goes. Google My Business. Keto Salt Lake refunds. Okay, so boom, here we are on the desktop.
It always pops up with notifications when you're showing everybody stuff.
Well, every time I open up my web browser, it loads notifications. So here you go. There is pistachio and lemon.
Photos out. Oh, look at that cute lemon.
There you go.
That's so cute. Carrie Brown took that photo.
Sure did. So, now it's really big.
Wow. Put it in your face a little closer.
Anyway. So, and this is something that somebody noticed, that it says $9.53 in stock. Our website is actually set up so that the most it can show is $9.99 in stock. We actually have a back office system that keeps track of inventory and purchase orders and the whole deal, and it does forecasting and stuff somewhat.
Yeah.
Although we're paying like $500 a month for that. Did you know that?
What? Are you serious?
I am serious.
What would you do with $500?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that. Okay, anyway, it's gotten a lot better now that we have someone actually running it. But so every couple of minutes.
Photo over a tiny bit. Just...
Why?
Because there needs to be white space on the other side of it.
Okay. Every couple of minutes, it keeps track of how many are actually in stock and truncates it at $9.99 and pushes that amount back to the website.
Yep.
But once it gets below $9.99, the quantities are actually accurate. In case you wanted to know.
Okay.
But yeah, that is the lemon and the pistachio. Okay. Miko? Dang it. So I just got my sample pack and tried the chocolate one half an hour ago. Tasted like chocolate pudding.
I love chocolate.
Trisha says, got mocha. It's my son's favorite.
Yay.
Oh, and Joe posted a link to the...
Oh, thanks, Joe.
No, it's just on Facebook.
Oh,
so
can
if
you
you're
grab
on,
it?
I can. Someone else has probably posted it.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to... Let's see.
There you go.
It's gonna scroll us down to the bottom.
Sorry.
No,
there's like 5 comments. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's
6
see.
comments.
Speedy recovery. 2020. Oh, dang. We are really far behind. It's because we started talking about stuff.
It's because
Okay.
I'm so sad.
L3D says, I need samples of new flavors. Shauna says, Mike Mallet told me yesterday he probably has more salted caramel in stock than Keto Chow itself. That's not hard, and I'll tell you why.
Because
right now,
Mike buys everything. Oh,
well,
I mean,
no. It's
we
because
have none.
right now we are out of stock of the large bags of salted caramel. It's not because it's a seasonal flavor. It's because...
It's out of stock.
Well, if you really want to get down to it, it's
Literally.
because I messed up and didn't order the packaging in time.
Oopsie.
Yeah, oopsie indeed. I was supposed to order it like 2 months ago. Instead, I ordered it like 3 weeks ago.
Why can't you do
Took them 2 weeks to
right?
make it. They got the packaging last week. And
See,
we
I
should
didn't
have had
even
it
hear
by now.
about that.
Oh, we talked about it in stand-up.
I wasn't there. I was in my own
Miriam was
little
saying,
world.
la-dee-da-da-da. I understand you enjoy prancing around like an idiot. Is that true? Anyway.
You don't have a car.
Oh, this is going to be painful. Anyway, sorry, we're quoting strong bad emails.
In case you're 12.
Actually, in case you're about 25 and remember Homestar Runner and strong bad emails.
I don't think 25-year-olds will remember that.
Oh, yeah, they're it. Yeah. Anyway.
No, that's like our children.
Our children aren't 25.
They're pretty close.
25 years ago was...
Yeah, 25 years ago,
Yeah.
not 25 years old.
Actually, about 20 years ago. Anyway, so salted caramel. We were supposed to have gotten it last Thursday. We didn't. I actually asked them for a update. In the meantime, in case you didn't know, and Rachel will agree with me on this, chocolate toffee is better than salted caramel, in my opinion.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
I like them both.
I like them both, too, but chocolate toffee is, well, it's
Chocolate toffee.
it's just chocolate toffee. So Amanda says, pistachio is seriously my favorite as a shake. It's so dang good.
So good.
If you've ever had pistachio pudding or pistachio ice cream and not the kind on Cars 2, which is wasabi, yeah, it's like that. We made some into chaffles, and she was expecting to have chunks of pistachio.
Yeah,
just
I
like
was
the pudding.
biting into it, and I'm like, I kept thinking that there would be a pistachio in there, even though I knew I didn't put any actual pistachios.
There's real salt in there, though.
Maybe that was... Well, it wasn't crunchy. I was expecting it to be crunchy, and it wasn't.
Mike says, I will be happy when raspberry cheesecake goes on sale next to. Hint, hint, hint. Joe says, yeah, get rid of daylight savings time. Get on a budget wants her hour back. Shauna says, I never know if we're saving daylight or wasting it.
Yeah.
Heather says, oh, look, another squirrel.
Squirrel.
Trisha says, Floridians, I tell you. Maitreya says, agreed on daylight savings time.
Yeah.
Joe says, Rachel was not happy when she found out we only have 2 scoops of chocolate toffee.
What?
Not nearly
That's the worst.
as unhappy as Rachel was when she discovered that Joe was giving away 6 packets of pistachio Keto Chow that she did not know that they were giving it. It was hilarious. Like, she was like, no, don't enter. I want to keep it. Just like, but we can only send it to people in the U.S. She's like, yeah, so hopefully someone from outside the U.S. wins, so I get to keep it. She just kept going on. It was funny. Great.
That was on their Keto on the Couch yesterday.
Yeah.
Video.
Maitreya says, yeah, it's hard choices this year, talking about Keto Salt Lake. Stephanie's sad. Amanda says, do we keep cutting out, or is it just me? I show 0 frames dropped, so...
Sonia says it's okay on YouTube. YouTube is perfect. Facebook is muted.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, Mike says 2022 is so long away. It's true, but just so you know,
it's sad.
If you happen to be in Utah, you can come by and say hi to us too. So we might even take you out to dinner. Devin says, I love the shirt, Miriam. Is it one you sell? Actually, no, that one isn't.
Oh, this is one we got printed at For Imprint or something like that.
I think so. They were crazy expensive.
This one had, I can't see. This one has short sleeves. I have one that has long sleeves. So this used to have long sleeves until yesterday. Holly made it have short sleeves.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because it used to be it would roll up.
Yeah. Well, and I have too big of arms to roll it. They're too thick.
With it rolled.
With the rolled sleeve, because the arms are so slender, which is what I like about it, because it's kind of flattering. You know, it looks kind of cute.
Well, you guys gave one of those to Carrie Brown.
We gave 2 of them to Carrie Brown.
Oh, she wears it all the time when she does her live streams.
And it's super comfortable, and it never looks wrinkly, and it's just such a great shirt. Yeah.
Whereas this is one of the ones that we have on the Keto Chow site that's actually printed by Amazon. We have them priced as cheap as they will go without us having to pay you when you buy one.
To buy them.
If I remember correctly, we got a royalty of, I think it was 53 cents.
That's lame.
Month.
That's super lame. I don't think they're gonna make any money that way.
I'm not trying to make money. Ed says hello, everyone.
Hi, Ed.
Patty says, is a check easier than PayPal for you? Actually, PayPal's easier. And I do it sending it to a friend from the bank account, so nobody gets charged anything. The check, I mean, actually, it's whatever is easiest for you.
Yeah, we just want what's best for you.
Because here's the truth about it. If it's PayPal, I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to copy and paste it. It's going to take me about 20 seconds for each one. If it's a check, I'm going to print out a whole bunch of mailing labels that have in the corner how much the check needs to be, and I'm going to give them to Miriam.
And then I'll write it out. But you could come in and get some pistachio and then bring me some of those sweetened almonds that you made.
The candied almonds?
A while ago, because that'd be nice.
Okay.
Or you could just come visit me, and that'd be nice too.
So Lucy says, is PayPal the easiest option for you? I'm sad, but I also sad it's causing you work. I know they're separate entities, but I wish we could just get a Keto Chow credit. I had a couple people ask me that. Can I just get it in Keto Chow product? I was like,
if only.
They're separate bank accounts with separate sales tax numbers with separate federal IDs.
We did that on purpose so that we couldn't get anything bad happen.
If something happened with Keto Salt Lake and somebody sued Keto Salt Lake,
it would be Keto Salt Lake.
It would be insulated from Keto Chow. So
we even got a divorce over it. Oh, just kidding. I got the house.
Okay.
Do you remember what we did?
Yeah.
It just felt like, it didn't feel like a divorce.
So Now, you can get a refund and then immediately use the money to buy Keto Chow if you want. Maitreya says, yeah, a couple days ago I suggested a flash sale on raspberry cheesecake with M&M code because of the two of us, Maitreya and Mike. There you go. Yes. Butters Macaroon says, hi, y'all.
Hi.
Joe says, Rachel says the pistachio is better than chocolate toffee.
I love the pistachio. You know how hard it's been for the last month not to say that I want to drink pistachio to you guys.
I actually said something about pistachio like 2 weeks ago on this.
Yeah.
I said something about pistachio.
Somebody's throwing stuff.
Yeah, so...
But it is so good, and it's a cute color, which I know you care about.
Yep. L3D says I'm ordering more. Okay. Selmarie Arroyo says, I just placed an order with a bunch of different flavors. I'm thinking I should have ordered a few more pistachio. It's okay. We still have quite a lot. We originally ordered 50,000 of them. Shauna says, I'm hoping I can get my mom to try some Keto Chow now. She loves pistachio.
Oh, yeah. Make her ice cream.
Talking to Joe Stoffer says, no way, chocolate toffee is my favorite. I'll let you know this weekend after I get my order. Mike, was it one of our daughters said something about...
she did an order with 4 week bags. And
Mike just ordered 40 pistachio, which I'll eventually learn how to spell.
We learned how to spell because of this flavor.
I learned how to spell meringue.
And pistachio.
He ordered 14
I feel like
lemon.
we're grown-ups. We learned how to spell 2 new words this year.
There you go. Bree says, great. Now I have to order more lemon. Shauna says, is that number in stock accurate? So up until it caps at 999. So it's actually much larger than that. It just stops at 999. And again, it keeps on getting replenished. Once it gets below 999, the number is accurate. We actually have like a 10 or 20 fudge, I guess a buffer, just in case too many people order it and the system doesn't keep things sorted out
fast enough. It takes a minute to update.
Yeah, and then once we run out, we'll put the fudge number back in so that, Heather says, Carrie did a great job with the photos.
I know, she's the best.
Here we are, the real fasting. We're finally caught up to where I just put that comment in. Marty says, I'm guilty. I didn't want 21 packs of pistachios. I got the lemon to meet the 21 packs for the extra discount. There you go. Nan says, good evening, folks. I'm on the limited income, so save me some pistachio, please.
Okay, I'll just shove some under my desk.
Okay. We actually have a box of each that's sitting in our office that we pulled out just in case. Margie says, then I realized I was already getting the 2 crazy ketos 10% discount, so it didn't matter. Got them anyway. There you go.
Yes.
Chris on Keto on a Budget said, Chris, shame on you. 30 lashes with a wet noodle. What are you, a wet noodle? Shauna says, you guys are so cute when you do that. Rosh says, more like 35. Heather says, chocolate toffee is the bomb. Diggity?
It is so good.
Keto on a Budget says, yes, chocolate toffee is better. It's chocolate toffee. Talking about salted caramel between the two of them. Yeah. Shauna says, I started adding a little Redmond salt to my chocolate toffee Keto Chow.
Yeah, it's so good.
You know what? Everything's
better with extra salt.
I would actually prefer to have more salt as part of Keto Chow, but our number one complaint is that Keto Chow is too salty. I think some of that has to do with the instructions saying, number one, you've got new keto people. And number two, you got people that understand the instructions saying add 14 ounces of water, meaning add water to the 14-ounce line. And so it ends up really thick and really salty. I'm actually going to be changing on version 2.6. I'm changing the packaging to say add 1.75 to 2 cups of water, parentheses, 14 ounces / 414 milliliters. Because people they can more easily understand 1 3/4 or 2 cups. That makes a lot more sense to more people, and I think we'll get more people
having less saltiness.
I actually should probably change it to 1 3/4, right?
Yeah, you should.
All right. Fortunately, it's a placed file that I can update in one place, and it's linked file rather.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. Although I have to flatten it when I send it to the printers so that all of the stuff is included. Then I have to outline them.
Nerd.
Graphic design nerd. Let's see. Rachel says that Joker is giving away my pistachio keto chow. Exactly. Holly said salted caramel pudding is a dip for pork rinds. There you go.
Oh, yes. I forgot about that. That's so yummy.
I totally forgot about that too.
You know what? You know what we're doing?
What?
We're making salted caramel pudding and then Keto Chow Muddy Buddies and dipping them in there. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Carol says hello. Rachel says hi, Shauna. Mike says I saw guys prank their friend by bribing the sushi chef to give him a scoop of wasabi instead of green tea ice cream.
Oh, mean friends.
I mean, you can smell it though.
Yeah,
Amanda
you
says
can-
I think it was on my end. Margie says grounds for divorce in this house. Heather just ordered 3 bags
Excuse
of chocolate
me.
toffee.
Yumma.
Rachel says replying to she's right. Absolutely, that Joker giving away her stuff.
What the heck?
Mike says I mean my Facebook is muted because I'm on 2 platforms and it echoes if I don't mute it. All
Yes.
right, they're probably at different points too.
So, Mike, can I sing with myself if you turn the music on? Be like, have a duet with myself.
You would have to have one going at a different speed, and it would get desynchronized rather quickly.
And I would have to harmonize. with
Yeah.
myself. That wouldn't be
Anyway.
working.
When Miriam and I watch Keto on the Couch or any live stream like the Two Crazy Ketos, one of the computers gets designated the computer that has the speakers on,
Yep.
and we
We
refresh
sync it at the same
to
time,
sync it up, and as
so we
long as
can
it's close.
Watch it together. 'Cause that's fun for us.
Amanda says, I have a hole in my Keto Chow shirt. I need a new one. I have spots of butter or bacon grease
On every Keto Chow shirt.
right by my belly button on every
you know what?
single
There are things
one.
called aprons.
And I wear them now.
When you have bacon and you're cooking it, just
Yeah.
put on an apron.
A bunch of my Keto Chow shirts have been designated as cooking while camping shirts because
Yeah.
I always get bacon grease on them. Margie says my grandmother made me a pistachio poke cake for my birthday every year.
Ooh,
Nice.
let's ask Taffy to make that.
Rachel says, I hope you didn't spend that 53 cents in one place. You sound like your mom. Mike says, what time is the Real Salt Fast video on Thursday? I'm sure she said, but it's at 7 Mountain. Mike is in Pacific time zone, so it'll be at 6. Rach, did I just dox him? Oh, man.
Docs?
Mike said I made it easy for you. I sent my PayPal email.
Thank you.
Julia says, hola, tomorrow es mi cumpleaños.
Yay!
Entonces estoy descansando de trabajo por la mitad,
You can translate on the
la
fly.
mitad de la semana. Yeah, she's taking the rest of the week off.
Okay, are we singing? In Spanish or English? Because I don't know if I can keep up.
Do you know that in Spanish?
I've heard it.
Es cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos a ti.
Yeah, I won't.
Okay, here we go in English. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Julia. Happy birthday to you.
Yay!
Amanda points out that there's a root beer float
Oops,
cake
sorry.
recipe on Keto Chow's site. There's a poke cake recipe that I think is...
You could totally use pistachio instead.
Let's see. Rachel says the video starts at 7, so I'll be stuffing my mouth with brisket until 6:59. Alicia said she finally ordered lemon and excited for pistachio. Keto on a Budget says Rachel's right on, chocolate toffee all the way. Withers Wendy says I caught the Freudian slip. I love it. Yeah, she totally did.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I'm actually
awesome.
surprised nobody called me out on it in the comments. Or if they did, I think I just ignored it.
I think you did.
Rachel says, I totally have to let my phone suggest how to spell Pinocchio. I mean pistachio. Mike says, Chris, order some bags for chocolate toffee. You only have 348 left. It's on order, actually. And 66 Snickerdoodle. That's on order as well.
Yeah, oh my gosh. there's
All
only
of the
66
things that are
Snickerdoodle.
about to run out are supposed to have arrived like this week. So... Rachel says, pro tip, store your pistachio Keto Chow in a lockbox labeled chores so people will leave it alone.
What a good idea. We
Keto
just
Budget
need to
says,
have a
nerd.
fridge that's labeled chores.
Keto on a Budget says, can you guys adopt me, Muddy Buddies, if you haven't seen this yet?
Oh my goodness.
Okay. We're broadcasting.
It's a fairly recent one. Oh, look at all three of the pistachio things are there.
Yeah.
I can speak.
Pistachio bars with cream cheese.
Pistachio bars and the cake cookies and the white chocolate chunk ice cream.
There you go. Look, you've got Dez's picture, Miriam's picture, and Christian's picture because they're the ones that replied most recently.
Oh, that means look at me. I was helpful today.
So here's the Muddy Buddies, and it is so easy.
So stupid easy.
And
make it for me
like
for
a week
tonight.
or two ago, I hadn't planned anything for dinner, so I used the amount of butter that corresponded to a meal of
Which
Keto
is
Chow
more
for me.
than 2 tablespoons
It
for
is.
you.
And then I actually made this into a full meal of Keto Chow.
I couldn't
and
eat
ate
that many pork rinds.
the whole thing, and it was delicious. Anyway.
We should message Haley right now and tell her to make me some. Haley,
okay.
make me some.
Margie says that she hides her keto goodies in the vegetable bin in the fridge.
That's smart.
And Devin says, is that even possible, Rachel? Better than chocolate toffee? Mike says it's at least the whole sentence behind the difference between them. Joe says she really won't be happy when she finds out that there are more than 100 people in our live stream when we draw winners on Thursday. We're going to give it up to 10 winners. Joe says, every shirt I have has grease spots. The man kid on a budget says, you can also wear a bib.
Yeah, that's right.
Amanda says, Dawn baking soda and hydrogen peroxide will take those grease stains out. Heather says, we don't have Keto Chow shirts.
Heather, you got to get some Keto Chow shirts.
Devin says, I'm thinking I should use my loyalty points to buy pistachio.
That's a good idea.
Incidentally, when we launched the pistachio, I because it was a new product, the limited edition, there were a couple of things on the website that weren't working. And I went to the DMV and then fixed it all when I got back.
Don't go to the DMV on a flavor launch next time.
Well, L3D says bacon makes everything better. Shanna says Dawn dish detergent is the best for bacon stains. Yeah, but now they're already washed in. I don't know they're ever going to come out. Mike says my town has really hard water. Stains never come out. That's here in Riverton. When we moved in, I checked the information about the hardness of the water, and there was 650 to 700 milligrams of calcium per liter of water. That's the equivalent of 2 extra strength Tums in each liter
so we don't
of
take
water.
Tums.
I mean, that's nuts. They actually switched the water source, so we're not
changed over to South.
Yeah, it was well water before, but we got a reverse osmosis one, and it worked really well. Let's see, we're still using it anyway. Linda says I'm making a big order. Is there a discount code for the Keto Village? There isn't a discount code. There's a discount link.
Yes, so use that.
Yep, and the reason for that is people give the discount codes to discount code sites.
Not the people we give them to, other people.
Other people. So they'll be on a discount code site, and the discount code site says, hey, we'll give you 50 points if you give us all of the coupon codes for all these places. And so the discount codes that we give to specific people to share with their followers gets leaked and put up on these discount code sites. And I can understand wanting to look for a discount code, but they're there because these influencers or these people are sharing it with their followers.
And then the followers share it with the discount code.
Yeah. So we've started changing things around. So for instance, Two Crazy Ketos or Keto Village has a link that gives you the discount. Too. So there isn't a code. There's no code. It's a link. You have to use the link. So anyway, April says, I just ordered some pistachio and lemon meringue. Can't wait. Let's see. Rachel says, our water is so hard it comes out Jack Daniels. Keto Veg says, I have quite a bit of chocolate peanut butter left. Christopher Yanak. I might have just killed that. Sorry.
You could have just said Christopher.
Okay. So I just ordered the starter bundle plus pistachio. Can't wait to get them.
Yay.
Joe says, I keep forgetting to buy unflavored pork rinds for the Muddy Buddies. Dude, I gave you that recipe before it even came out. And I said, make this for Rachel. And you haven't done it yet. Devin says, wait, folks don't get 14 ounces water. Well, and that's the thing. They interpret it as fill the blender bottle to 14 ounces rather than add 14 more ounces, which actually brings it up to like the 20 ounce line. And so, yeah, we're trying to help people make it right so they can have a good experience and not say, it was so salty. Mm-hmm. It's like, just add more water. It's really that easy.
Yeah. Oh, Sonia has a good one. In Iowa, we interestingly enough call Muddy Buddies Puppy Chow. Which we actually had, the title was Puppy Chow or Muddy Buddies. But we figured since so many people think that we're already dog food, we didn't want to encourage more dog foodness.
Yeah.
Just in case.
So Jeanette said, I just want to thank you for making Keto Chow and make my husband and I shakes every night.
Yay, Jeanette. That's so great.
I wish my kids would make Keto Chow shakes.
Yeah.
They just eat the ones I make.
Well, Haley said she was going to make some.
Yeah, and then she proceeds not to.
Maybe she will. She made a bunch last time we went to the lake.
So Mike says, I have a Keto Chow shirt, but I have a way to go until it fits. Well, good luck. I believe in you. Heather says, my loyalty points got lost in my order. I was having difficulty with the 2KK discount and GovX.
Well, we can fix it. So message Christian.
Yep.
And then we'll fix it. Hi.
Mike says their water comes mostly from the Colorado River, and that's why we can't have nice things, Mike. Jeanette says I'll still come out with Dawn. Oh, it will still come out with Dawn. I just watched the dress that had grease stains on it, and it came out with, okay, I'm going to have to change that.
Because right now we're
Amanda says I had to have my code changed because I was so upset about it.
Yeah.
Trisha says I need more blender bottles. We actually have a bunch of blender bottles that have the Keto Chow logo, and we priced them actually lower than Blender Bottle allows you to advertise them at, unless you've gotten them branded with your stuff. So just because we're not trying to make money on them, we actually just want people to have a cool blender bottle, and it's a real blender bottle.
Yeah.
So they last 20 years.
We have some that are 5 years old.
Keto on a Budget said Joe should make a video making the Muddy Buddies, or have a It's So Easy Rachel can do it.
It is so easy.
It really is, and especially if you have one of the big jars that the
pork rinds
come in, then it's really easy.
Stick it in there
and if you have a little bit more butter than it asks for, then it, for some reason, it comes off the sides easier. Christopher says it's okay. It's been butchered worse than that. Heather says Phil said you can tell him to try recipes. He'll do it.
Yeah, Phil.
Joe says I know you gave me the recipe, but I keep forgetting to buy pork rinds. Joe, you also keep forgetting to watch The Mandalorian, which is simply unconscionable.
I want to watch that series again before the next one comes out.
I know. Sean says I put black lines on my blender bottle, approximately 4 ounces and 20 ounces. Makes it easy in the morning for sleepy guys. I actually do the same thing.
We actually have a mark on ours too.
Yeah, the 4 ounce line. Shauna says hi. Let's see. Lori says love the blender bottle. Mike says shoot, I just threw out 3 of those big jars.
Yeah, I have to buy another one.
I know. Lynn says
from Sam's Club.
I'm going to order a few bottles. I was going to do a 2-week Keto Chow only challenge. Your challenge last year inspired me.
Nice.
You can also use like mason jars or really anything else, especially if you're mixing it up
you can use a bowl with a lid.
Yeah. Keto on Veg says, I can't believe he hasn't watched The Mandalorian. Right? He gives some silly excuse about how he wants to binge watch it, except the season's already over.
He wants to binge watch the whole series.
Yeah, but guess what? That's not going to happen. Shauna says, I was so cute. Cam peeked into your kids. They're so cute.
Sam.
Yeah. What did I say?
Cam.
Oh. Call me Matt. Call me Ishmael. I haven't watched The Mandalorian because I don't feel like paying for Disney Plus.
Oh, I'm sad.
Should go over to a friend's house.
Yeah, come over here and watch it with us.
So Joe says, would you be happy to make a video making them as long as it's okay with Chef Taffney? I think she would be okay. We can actually double check.
You can make a video of Amanda's root beer poke cake made with the pistachio for, I can't remember who said that. Yep. Margie?
Yep. Okay. He should have drone privileges suspended until he sees The Mandalorian. There you go. Miriam can verify that my new obsession is watching videos about FPV drones on YouTube. Well, I have my little one, and it's really good, and I've been practicing. I actually I took it out when it was flying around the parking lot at work the other day. But
yeah, I took a picture and forgot to post it on Instagram.
What the heck?
I know, Sam.
Jeanette says the quart mason jars are perfect for the shakes. I have 8 Keto Chow bottles.
Nice.
Sonia says, I have lots of blender bottles, but I also use the Tupperware Thirstquake tumblers. Delisa says, I heard your door squeak. That was my friend door opening. I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out who would be coming to my house at 10:30 at night.
It was my child.
That's right.
He's coming to visit you.
So we had a question on the Facebook support group. Can you do keto in general, or in this case, Keto Chow, without a gallbladder?
That is a good question.
Well, what do you think?
I have heard different things about that. When you don't have a gallbladder, then your liver can make the bile you need. But if it's not used to having a lot of fat, if you're not used to eating a lot of fat, it might not do a very good job at first. So if you start keto, you would want to use less fat at first.
Kind of ramp it up.
Until you can handle the fat and your liver can take care of it.
Because a gallbladder is designed so that you can store up bile, which is used for the digesting of fat. And if you go periods of not very much fat and then periods of lots of fat, then your body can handle that. Where you have problems is when people do a low-fat diet, and then the gallbladder is just sitting there going, I don't know, and you develop stones. And then they have to remove it. So we've got Keto on a Budget says, yes, absolutely. Jeanette says yes. Heather and Jeanette both say they have no gallbladder. One of our friends, his wife, she went on keto. So I guess she's our friend too. Anyway, and she said that she has fewer digestive problems on a high-fat ketogenic diet than she ever did with a standard American diet. Like, she's like, oh yeah, this is fantastic. Jeanette says use ox bile. Now, I have heard some people that they don't like using ox bile. They think that it's not necessary. But if you need help with that, then having ox bile works just fine. Lori says, works fine for me. I have no gallbladder. Stacy says, no gallbladder since 2010, and I'm fine. However, everyone is different, so good PC answer, y'all. L3D says absolutely. And Devin says, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I see how people don't get that. I guess it makes sense to me because I watch them. Okay, talking about the 14-ounce thing.
Oh, yeah.
L3D says you can do carnivore with no gallbladder if you transition properly. Deb says, I have no gallbladder and a gastric bypass. Why didn't you get the extended warranty? Holy cow. I do best with butter and don't drink Keto Chow too fast. I only use heavy whipping cream when making Keto Chow ice cream.
Okay.
And Heather says, I do better with keto without her gallbladder than on a standard American diet.
Nice.
Sonia says, me either. I'm doing okay with it. Yes, and even my IBS has disappeared.
That's so great.
Mike says, wow, there are a lot of missing gallbladders around here. And that's it is really interesting how many people have come to a ketogenic diet without a gallbladder because of all the problems they've gone through. Kid on a Budget said, I had a gastric bypass. I do still have my gallbladder, but I have to use ox bile to help my food digest since my small intestine is bypassed. And Joe posted a video that Dr. Barry did on doing keto without a gallbladder.
Do you want to repost that so the YouTube people can see?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So the consensus is...
Yes.
Can you do Keto Chow without a gallbladder?
Yay.
How about keto in general?
Yes.
There you go. Let's see. Has anyone... well, speaking about that, so we were talking about the whole digesting of the food. Has anyone noticed change in bowel movements with different fats? So heavy cream versus butter versus avocado oil. Now, Deb indicated that she likes to use butter instead.
Yes, and then she would just use the heavy cream when she makes an ice cream, which I do that too. And I noticed, maybe not everybody knows this, but I've done an experiment also.
A Keto Chow only
I did
experiment.
Keto Chow only for a month. And a couple of those weeks were avocado oil only, and I definitely had different changes with my bowels. That's the only time I've ever had like diarrhea on keto was when and it was only after I'd had it for like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And but it wasn't like gross. I mean, it's gross because it's gross, but it didn't bother me. It didn't make me feel sick. So.
Yeah. Well, it is one of those things that different people will have different reactions to different fats. So it really is a good idea to try out different ones. Some people find that if they use butter, that it's not as filling as if they use heavy cream. Other people notice they will have constipation or diarrhea if they use heavy cream or butter or vice versa. So it's really important to try it out. And again, this is one of the reasons why we do not have the fat as part of Keto Chow. It's not a bug. It's not a deficiency. It is one of the number one features. You can use the fat that you want. You can use the amount of fat that you want. You can customize it to fit you. And if you want to make Keto Chow into ice cream, use heavy cream. If you want to get fewer carbs, you can use butter. If you want to, our friend Joe says, if you want to live on the toilet, use MCT oil.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I would not suggest is using just MCT oil for the fat. I did do that once in an experiment, and it was not good. For that matter, I actually personally don't use MCT oil at all. And that's simply because my personal experience, and I got blood tests to look at what was happening when I was using MCT oil. I did a couple weeks with different fats, and one of the weeks, the only thing I did was I took out some avocado oil and added some MCT. And it actually messed with my HDL and my triglycerides. Didn't like what it did, so I don't use MCT oil anymore. But if you're trying to treat a condition that benefits from higher ketones, like depression, Alzheimer's, epilepsy, being able to add MCT oil and not having it come along with like some weird powdered stuff like maltodextrin, which when you powder an oil, it has to be powdered on something. More often than not, it's maltodextrin, which is starch.
And that's the cheapest way to get it too. Working in ingredients, your manufacturer, no matter how great they are, they're always going to want to try to find the cheapest thing for you so that they can save cost and you can save costs because they want you to make money. They want to make money.
Yeah. But
you really have to be picky about stuff and find out what things are dried on, what is best for your product. And a lot of times, the better quality stuff costs more. So you have to be careful.
And that's one of the things we've learned. If it's something that says MCT powder, it's like,
but
okay, what's in that MCT
what's
powder?
With it?
Is it acacia gum? Is it casein protein? Is it soluble corn fiber, or is it just flat out maltodextrin starch? So anyway, let's see. Mike says too much heavy whipping cream makes me feel bloated.
Yeah,
Delisa
that's me too.
Loves butter. Heavy whipping cream doesn't agree with me. Heather says I love being able to customize it just for me. Yeah. Rosh says Roche. Dang it! Says, yeah, I think heavy cream is no-go for me. But avocado is, oh yeah! Patty says, lately I've been making keto chow without fat, and then eating some keto brick bites or other fat bombs.
That sounds good.
I actually melted down...
You did a bunch.
I probably melted down 20 keto bricks on Sunday and put them into molds. I actually was using like silicone ice cube molds because I was making like these little gummy bear ones.
They fill up real fast.
Well, the problem is I was making the toasted coconut. And so there was like giant chunks of coconut. It's like filling up I was like, well, this isn't going to work. So, Delisa says, I love that I can add fat to how I feel each day. Lisa says, by the way, hi Lisa. Says, dang, we'll have to watch on replay. Linda. Oh my gosh, it's Delisa above her. Sonia says, Jeanette Bennett Pure Liquid C8 is better for me personal.
Oh, there you go.
Heather says, and that is why Keto Chow is amazing. Best quality.
It's
Rock.
rock.
Rock. Nice.
That sounds like it could be rock. Looks like it could be rock.
You know, you should go by as Max Powers.
Or not. Rock
It's a
is
Simpsons
just
reference. Let's see. Jeanette says perfect keto is really clean MCT oil powder. I actually believe that they are. Mike says that's a ton of bricks. I only have enough molds for 3 bricks at a time.
We believe in the go big or go home.
Most of our molds are Legos.
Everything we have a lot of.
Keto on a Budget says, I got the Keto Brick variety pack. Still need to melt them down, but the chocolate malt is yum. The chocolate malt melts differently. It's kind of foamy.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's because they're using whey protein instead of pea protein.
Right.
So,
do you like that better?
What, the taste?
Yeah.
I think they're great. Heather says, Phil melted down Keto Bricks on Sunday too. Y'all twinning.
Aw, twinning.
Matreya says, I love the customizable aspect of Keto Chow. I didn't care for pre-made. Remember that test? Oh, yeah. Well, and we're still working on that. Kyle says, just finally ate a shake with it resting for a few hours. Game changer. Well, and that's one of the interesting things. We do say that Keto Chow tastes better if you let it sit overnight. And it actually tastes even better if you let it sit for 2 or 3 days. So that brings up an interesting question. How long can you keep Keto Chow in the fridge before it goes bad?
So we like to say 6 days because...
Up to 6 days, yeah.
Up to 6 days, yeah. Because it depends on how good your fat is. So if you opened your heavy cream and it's been in your fridge for a while opened, maybe it won't last that long. But if it's a fairly new heavy cream, or if it's butter or avocado oil, it'll last up to 6 days. And it usually will last longer, but we just like to say 6 days.
Yeah, with heavy cream, 6 is about the maximum. With butter, I've done 9 or I've actually done 12 days before, where I mixed it up and we came back from vacation. I'm like, still good. But yeah, so they do keep. And I usually try to not mix up more than 6 days worth. So that actually is kind of unique because most protein shake things, you mix it up and you have to just drink it as fast as possible because otherwise it starts to taste really weird after a while. Keto Chow just gets better. So mix up a bunch, as many blender bottles or mason jars or
whatever you want,
cheap plastic bottles, whatever you have, stick them in the fridge, grab them when you need them.
Yeah, also on Sunday, if you can write down what you're going to eat for your meals, if it changes, that's fine. But if you have a plan, it's so much easier to be successful.
It's like, on this day, I'm going to have Buffalo Wild Wings. On Wednesday's going to be crazy, so I need
going to have
3 Keto
Chows. Keto Chows. And Thursday, I'm going to talk my husband into taking me to Texas Roadhouse.
There you go.
That is correct. Did you hear that? You have been suggested to.
On which day?
Thursday. Right before the fast. I changed my mind already.
Oh, okay.
Do you think Texas Roadhouse would be good before a fast?
I guess. We have to take the kids then.
We don't have to tell them.
Mike says chocolate malt keto bricks are really chewy. Yeah, if you don't have air conditioning.
Yeah.
If you live in crazy Las Vegas,
or Florida,
where it's 100 freaking 10 degrees.
Believe it when Joe bit into that. I'm like, I didn't think keto bricks were soft.
Well, when we were over at my parents' house on Sunday.
Yeah.
There was a thing of coconut oil sitting on their dryer. It was absolutely clear.
Ooh, was that? Oh, because it was right by the back door.
It was right by the back door.
And we kept opening and closing the back door, so it's hot right there.
They just don't keep the air conditioner down very much. And I was
too.
like, hey, it looks like your thermometer here says it's warmer than 75 degrees or whatever.
Yeah, it's funny.
Carla wanted to know how you melt the keto bricks. You use a microwave. I literally just stick it into a 2-cup measuring cup.
Put it in the Pampered Chef one?
And no, because I only need it that big. It's the little 2-cup. I set it for 1 minute. The chocolate malt ones take a little bit longer to melt.
Okay.
But the other ones, it's
so
exactly.
So do you melt it and then pour the melted off and then put it back in again?
I pour it out, and then I wipe off the edge and put another one in. And I just keep on cycling like
I was meaning if it didn't thaw all the way.
Oh,
You
it
could put
always
it back
does.
in the
No,
microwave.
you just stir it up with a fork. One important thing about the keto bricks is there's salt in it that settles to the bottom really quickly. So you have to kind
Do
of
they use real salt?
stir it. I don't think so, but they use like chunks of sea salt, something like that. Keto on a Budget says I've kept mine for 7 days with butter, no problem.
Yep.
L3D says 2 weeks if you're into mycelium. Mold. And it says the nose knows. Mike says I'm up to mixing 12 keto chows at a time now. There you go.
Yeah.
Keto on a Budget loves Texas Roadhouse. Rachel says that sounds like a great meal plan, Miriam.
Let's go.
Joe says we're having brisket on Thursday. We could go to R&R instead.
We could.
Let's
wish
see.
they'd use plates though. I know barbecue is like on the tray with the paper and all that stuff, but it just feels so high.
Mike says I
class when
store
I'm
my
using a
keto
plate.
chow pucks or my KC pucks in the fridge. I prefer them cold. Margie says my problem is there aren't enough meals in a week to get everything I want to eat and drink in.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's hard.
Janice says that would be hard to digest. I prefer them gold because he said gold, not cold.
Oh.
I was translating what they actually meant. A lot of times when I'm reading comments to Miriam that have like swear words in them, I'll translate them on the fly. And she's like, oh, really? And then she'll look at it and she's like, that's not what they said.
That's not what they said. Thank you for not swearing at me, though. I appreciate it.
Miriam likes to live in a world where everyone is nice to each other and they don't
live
swear.
right here like this, where everyone is very kind and clean and compassionate and...
Mike says, Devin says I add
be.
macadamia nuts to the broken down coconut bricks. It's so good.
What? That sounds great. I totally want to do that.
Keto just says that she stores her in the fridge too, then grab when I'm on the go. L3D says the pumpkin pie melted. Mike says I mean keto brick pucks. I need a nap. Carla, she won the 2KK keto brick giveaway.
Yay!
Nice.
You know, I really like them better melted down because then they're in, little
smaller
chunks that you
chunks.
can eat. Because just thinking about biting off.
Our daughter was
hard
making
for
fun of
one,
me today.
but
I
just
grabbed one
biting
of
it
them
off.
out of the bag, and she's like, "So what? You melt those down into to smaller things so you don't have to go." Ah! I was like, "Yeah, that's exactly."
Yeah.
Or I'll stick a knife into it and hit it with a hammer and break off a chunk.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work. Mike says Miriam must not enjoy the Netflix series. The language is horrible on most. She doesn't watch very much of those.
I don't watch anything bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I try really hard not to.
It's true. Somebody wanted to know how many of the OOO drops we put in the stuff.
That's a good question. It's subject to your preference, really. It seems like when you use it in Keto Chow, if you put the drops in right before you're going to drink it, it'll last. If you put the drops
the
in...
flavor's stronger.
Yeah, and then put it in the fridge, it may dissipate.
Yeah, so that's what I've noticed. One of our employees, he likes to put his in when he mixes it up the night before.
Yeah,
and
he puts in like 20 drops, right?
If you don't know what we're talking about the one-on-one flavors. You can add them to vanilla or just about any flavor of Keto Chow, and it adds flavor to it. So before we got Lemon Meringue, we used to tell people who kept on talking about, we want lemon. And we're like, add the OOO lemon drops.
Yep, which you can still add different drops to different flavors. Yeah. For fun stuff.
EC says, I was hesitant to buy the shakes at first. I finally purchased a big bag of chocolate peanut butter. I felt so much better, and it's helping me stay on track with keto. Thank you, Bears.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
Keto Chow really helps me reset myself. Anytime I'm feeling off, I'll just do like a Keto Chow day, and bloat goes down. I feel so much better, and then I can say, oh, I'm eating Keto Chow for these 3 meals, and I won't snack, and it's just a really good way to reset. So I feel you.
There you go. Patty says the pumpkin keto bricks taste bad to me. I've actually never had the pumpkin
ones.
ones.
They taste like pumpkin spice.
Okay. We've got a Keto Chow for that.
Yeah. But I don't really like pumpkin spice, so I didn't like them either. But that's okay, because we don't have to like everything.
So,
like
one more question is about... So, on the Keto Chow Facebook support group, there was a very lively discussion someone had found a alternative for heavy cream. The ingredients were filtered water, coconut oil, sunflower oil, fava or fava. It's actually the same thing. I found this out. Bean protein, guar gum, sunflower lecithin, and natural flavor. Are these good ingredients? That's a good question. So I'll give you my take on it. So sunflower oil is really high in polyunsaturated fats. It's kind of like canola oil and soybean oil. There is high oleic sunflower oil, which they genetically modify sunflower to have a fat profile that's closer to olive oil. The problem that a lot of people see with olive oil is it's actually pretty high in saturated fat. And some people don't like saturated fat. I, on the other hand, like saturated fat. I'd rather have saturated fat.
We keto people like saturated fat.
So high oleic sunflower oil is olive oil for people that are afraid of saturated fat. So I don't want that. And sunflower oil is just another seed oil that has no relevance to human biology. We're not used to consuming that sort of thing. We shouldn't be consuming that sort of thing. The only reason why anybody likes it is because it will cause your LDL numbers to go down. Now, is that because it's making you more healthy, or is it because the LDL particles that play a role in fighting off inflammation and other problems are being depleted? I don't know. Actually, nobody knows if that's which one it is, what's causing it to go down. They don't understand what is the mechanism that's causing LDL to go down. But a lot of doctors and the American Heart Association think that LDL going down is in and of itself good for you. So that's why they like seed oils. I do not. I don't like anything that has seed oils. And Joe will talk about this. They used to go to Wawa, I think it was, and get wings. The ingredient, on the nutrition label, the number of carbs, the amount of fat, everything looks really good. But they're fried in vegetable oil, or rather seed oil. And so Joe would get super inflamed. He wouldn't feel good. Whereas Buffalo Wild Wings, they fry their wings in beef tallow, which is a saturated fat, which doesn't oxidize. It doesn't cause inflammation. It raises your HDL. It's something that our ancestors have been consuming for thousands of years since time began. Mm-hmm. So I don't see a reason for there to even be an alternative to heavy cream. Heavy cream is something that is, in the context of history, something that we've been eating for a long time. So I understand if you don't like, I guess, making animals work to feed you.
Or if you're allergic.
Now, that would be one place where it might be good. But, so, coconut oil is great. Sunflower lecithin, I don't care about. It's like, there's hardly any of it. The natural flavor, I don't know what that is. Miriam was talking about earlier, being in the food manufacturing business, mm-hmm. You'll learn a lot of stuff about ingredients. Natural flavor is absolutely meaningless. It has no relevance to anything as far as it being more healthy or less healthy for you. It just means it was extracted from stuff rather than you combining two other things together. You can use two natural ingredients to make a artificial ingredient, and it has to be labeled artificial. Or you can, and this is one of my soapboxes. Every time I get, nitrate-free beef jerky, I just
It
look
always
at
says, except nitrates contained in celery juice.
naturally occurring in celery juice.
Yep.
Because celery
Every
juice
time.
has a lot of nitrates. And you need nitrates to properly cure meat. But a lot of people think that nitrates are a problem. Dr. Barry has a very good video about nitrates in cured meat. Turns out one of the richest sources of nitrates that you consume on a regular basis is human saliva.
What? You make your own nitrates?
You make so much nitrates every day. The stuff that you may be eating in meat is absolutely inconsequential. It's like it's just crazy that this is a hot button issue. Anyway, Mike says you lost me at genetically modified. Keto on a Budget said I had Buffalo Wild Wings for the first time last week. They're delicious, and I didn't feel like crap afterwards like I did with the Publix wings. Mike said it's a deep state vegan conspiracy. And Mike says COVID-19 was created to prevent us from learning at keto conferences.
Yeah, what the heck? Oh, wait, it wasn't created.
Ellen Gomat says, LOL, I was just going to mention the whole uncured scam that so many companies use.
He said, just call me Matt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. Just call me Matt. That so many companies use on meats like lunch meat and bacon.
Oh, yes. And we were at the store looking at lunch meat yesterday, which we just haven't looked at lunch meat in a long time. But we were trying to find the lowest carb lunch meat, and it was such a pain.
I could not believe how hard it was to find lunch meat or just sliced ham or sliced turkey that didn't have 5 grams of carbohydrates per ounce.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
So, well, because we always buy the same stuff at Sam's Club, and we didn't
It's just turkey, or it's just ham.
Yeah, it's not honey cured ham.
And it doesn't have cornstarch or corn syrup solids as the 5th ingredient, so, or third, or whatever.
Something.
But it was actually really nuts. Now, the reason we were at the store last night was because our local grocery store had 15-pound boxes of bacon on sale for $20.
Yes. Oh, we got to separate that now.
It's still frozen.
Oh, well, we don't have to separate that now. Because
Anyway.
we got 2 boxes, and we just put them into Ziploc bags and put them in the freezer.
Yep. Good stuff. And it's made here in Utah. And this actually came up because somebody on Reddit, on the keto subreddit, said, if it's advertised, you don't need it. And I said, oh, so I don't need cheese and bacon? He's like, that's not what I meant. I mean, if it has a brand name,
Chris
you don't need it.
got in a fight on Reddit, which is why I stay away from there.
And I said, funny, I'm actually going to go to the store and buy Pioneer brand bacon because it's being advertised as being on sale. I actually hadn't thought to check.
Thanks
And this
for
conversation made me think reminded me I needed to go check. Thank you for reminding me. I really appreciate that. And the guy's like, whatever.
Getting in a fight. It's not helpful.
Hold on
I
a
guess
second.
it is helpful we got bacon, but
Let's see.
I don't think it's helpful.
Duty calls.
What?
Do.
Apparently we're going to show you something on
Yes,
the
we are.
internet.
Here we go. This is one of my favorite
This is such an old one.
XKCD cartoons of all time. The title is Duty Calls. Are you coming to bed? I can't. This is important.
What?
Someone is wrong on the internet.
Story of my life.
And if you mouse over it, it says, what do you want me to do? Leave? Then they'll keep being wrong.
I'm sure they'll still be wrong.
Okay, sorry. I digress. Mike says most store-bought sausages now have corn syrup and 2 to 3 carbs per link. I swear a year ago they only had 1 carb. A lot of Joe and Rachel talked about this on the Hillshire Farms. The sausage.
Sausage.
Yeah, it was 7 servings.
I cannot believe that.
Wasn't it? And it was
7 servings.
3 carbs per serving, and that's probably rounded down. So
I don't think it was 3 carbs.
because and Rachel and I did the math. I said it right at the same time she did. 21 grams of carbs in that U-shaped thing.
It's supposed to be meat.
It's supposed to just be meat.
What the heck?
Why does meat need corn syrup? Mike says 90% of the internet is wrong. Your job is never done.
I could just be happy at home.
Let's see.
Silly.
Exploits of a mom.
We're gonna look at geeky things all day.
No,
One more.
This right here is my absolute
Nerd.
all-time
Nerd.
favorite cartoon of all things.
You have to explain it to everybody.
So what you do is you go to
Everybody can see the screen.
explain XKCD. And I'll just post that into the chat.
Everybody can go read the most boring thing. Nerdy thing ever.
It's all about SQL injection attacks.
Oh, just saying that
The
is boring.
premise is that a mom named her child something that is going to erase a database sometime in the future when that child is going to school. That someone's going to type it in exactly the way it is, and the person who designed the database didn't prevent that from happening, and it's going to erase the student database.
That's so silly.
It's super silly.
So silly.
Anyway, Sonia says, so it turns out 35 years later, me putting 2 sticks of butter between the turkey skin before roasting was a great idea, along with extra salt and an extra stick inside the cavity.
Ooh.
Nobody ever got dry turkey from me.
Ooh, that sounds good. Will you come over for dinner?
Keto Budget says, are you sure it's not that fake meat stuff? Interestingly, a couple of years ago, there was a conspiracy going around the internet that KFC was no longer Kentucky Fried Chicken because they were using lab-grown meat. And they're actually trying to do that now, and it's really expensive and really difficult, and there's really no reason to do it. If you want
KFC
the best...
is really doing that?
Yeah, they really are trying to work on lab-grown chicken nuggets. The best...
Why?
Meat made from bacteria you can possibly get is made in these mobile, self-contained bioreactors.
Called ruminants.
They moo and they make milk, and they're amazing. And they will turn this green stuff that vertebrates cannot digest into meat. They're magic. Anyway.
They are magic cows.
They are magic cows. Shauna says Terminator. And that sounds like a name Elon Musk would name his kid, Mike says. Okay. Mike says computer coder jokes are 10 times worse than math ones. You know what really makes a joke funny is when you have to explain it for 20 minutes.
That just means it's a computer joke.
Okay. The best part about UDP jokes is I don't care if you get them.
We don't get them.
Which is a joke, by the way. I explained that joke to you. Anyway, okay, I think it's time for me to go to bed. Shauna says, I'm so glad I ate dinner before this live. What were you going to say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Something that other people want to hear.
UDP jokes. As opposed to TCP, user datagram protocol.
TCP/IP?
Yeah, TCP/IP, but there's UDP/IP. Okay. It's what you use when you don't care if something gets the transmission, because you care about throughput and latency.
Yeah, gosh.
Heather says, nerd.
Got this, Heather.
Matt says, great one. I totally get it. See? Yeah.
Now you can call him his right name, and he's one of you.
Okay, last joke, then we're going to leave.
Can it be funny?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'll give you a funny one first. What did the buffalo say to his kid before he went to college?
That's my joke.
Bye, son. Okay, here's my joke. It's better in Spanish, so I'll tell it in Spanish first. ¿Cómo se puede cambiar el sexo de un burro? How do you change the gender of a donkey? Póngalo en un cuarto oscuro hasta que sea burra. Put it in a dark room until it gets bored. Jerry says when you get slap happy, it's best to say nothing. All right, we'll do that. Joe says tell a ball joke. Hey, what's brown and sticky?
A stick.
Yeah. All right, thanks guys. We'll catch you later. Bye.